Hey guys, Evan from Stock Music Musician, and today I want to talk about the 3 best sets of earplugs for musicians to better protect their hearing and to make sure that you can have a long and healthy career making music and being able to hear things. So I've tried a lot of earplugs. I've played in a band, not, on and off probably for the past 20 years. Mostly have worn earplugs, but even still, I have hearing issues already. I'm 35, have been playing music, probably since I was about 10. Sometimes really loud, sometimes not. And I generally play bass in a band, which means I'm sitting close to the drums or I'm standing close to the drums, and the transients from the snare and the cymbals really do a number on your ears. So I've tried like all of the earplugs over the years, aside from really nice custom ones, and I've come to the conclusion that there are 3 pairs that you really should consider, and I'll tell you what my preferences are and also what my bandmates' preferences are after having tried these out. So the 3 sets are the Dubs acoustic filters, the Vibes headphones or earplugs, and the eargasm earplugs. And I'll tell you what each of these does well and what they don't do so well. So let's start with the Dubs. The Dubs are, they come in a nice case, a little bigger than necessary, but pretty clean, portable. They're very comfortable, and they slide into your ear really easily. If you can see, they have a little bit of almost a tab here that you can hold on to, and that's partly the filter there. I think in terms of comfort and ease of use, these are probably the best of the bunch, but in terms of sound, they're more on the average. They're above average. I mean, I've tried a lot of other earplugs that aren't these 3. All right, that's what I want to say first of all. Like, these are the 3 that you should look at. They're all roughly $20 on Amazon, and I've included affiliate links down below if you want to pick these up. It really helps support the channel, and these are genuinely, though, just my personal favorites, or these 3. So these are just a good overall set of earplugs to have. They kind of just uniformly mute the sound, or turn down the volume, attenuate the sound. Not quite as much as I would want. That's why I would mark them down a bit, because if you're playing in a band, it's probably still not quite enough attenuation. The second one we're going to look at is the Vibes. The Vibes here come in this case. It's not as nice of a case as the other. Also, all of these come with multiple size earplugs, or little, I don't know exactly what you call these, the part that actually interfaces with your ear in case you have bigger or smaller ears. So these are really small. They pop in pretty easily. They're very comfortable, although they have just this little tiny handle, which makes them a little hard to get out. Nothing like, it's not like complicated at all, but you got to think about it for a second, as opposed to the Dubs, which have the big old honking filter. But these are really comfortable, and these do a great job of attenuating the sound. These attenuate the sound across the board again. They say it's a 15 decibel noise reduction. It feels like more than that to me. Of the 3 headphones or earplugs here, I would say this is probably the best for musicians in terms of turning down the sound the most, but still doing it in a fairly musical fashion. And this is what I would recommend for rhythm guitarists, bass players, and drummers. I recommend the Vibes high fidelity earplugs for bass players, drummers, and rhythm guitarists, keyboard players, people that don't need as much definition on their sound, that don't need to hear the nuance of the texture. This just does a great job of cutting sound down to a more manageable level where you won't have ringing in your ears after practice, even if you're standing next to the drums or playing the drums. Now, the final one is the eargasms. Eargasms. Great name. They come in a big fancy box, and they probably have the nicest holder of all. It's a twist off, a little keychain thing here. Although, to be honest, I would never. I don't like to have big things in my pocket, so I wouldn't put it on my keychain. And these are the most interesting. So they look like this. They also come with multiple sizes, options, and you kind of put them in your ear. With these, you have to kind of open your ear a bit. And they do a really good job, I'm probably talking louder now, of reducing sound. They say 16 decibels of attenuation or noise reduction. But what I found with these is that they don't seem to do it uniformly, which is for better and for worse. The guitar player in my band, for example, and the singer never wore earplugs because they couldn't hear the nuance they wanted to hear. And what these do is they let a lot of the higher frequencies in and don't reduce those as much as they do the lower frequencies. So you can still really perceive the high fidelity content or the high frequency content well. And that's why these, like the guitar player and the singer in my band said, all right, we're finally going to start using earplugs. We're going to start using these eargasm earplugs. So I would say that if you're a singer or a lead guitar player or just a tone freak, the eargasm earplugs are probably the best earplugs for musicians. If you play another instrument, it's probably better to go with the vibes, because as a bass player, there's not that much tone to be seeking, and I'd rather just protect my ears a little bit more. That said, if I was going to a concert to watch as an audience member, I think the eargasms are far and away the best earplugs in terms of retaining as much of the content that you want to hear and just lowering it to a safer volume. And then finally, I'm going to give a shout out just to these old standby foam earplugs, which I think are still in no way usable for band practice. They don't protect your hearing at all. Well, they do, but not nearly enough to actually get you over the line. But I am still a big fan of just keeping a big old bag of these around at band practice. You can get them, there's a link down below where you can get any of these earplugs, but you can get them at CVS or whatever. They're like $6 or $7 for a huge bag, probably 15 or 20 sets, or I don't know, earplugs, however many. It's a big bag, and it's nice to have because sometimes people forget their earplugs, or sometimes you have somebody sitting in, or, an uncle's visiting from out of town. And it's nice to just have a set of earplugs laying around that people can use to protect their hearing as well. So there you have it. Hope you found this enjoyable. Please like and subscribe. If you've tried other earplugs that you've really liked, please let me know down below. I've tried a lot of other ones, the Heroes. I've tried Fenders earplugs. I've tried earplugs made for shooting and for construction sites. I think for musicians, though, these three are going to be your best bets. So thanks, have a good day, and I hope you protect your ears.